Hey guys, welcome back to Sparks and Recreation. Today we have a big announcement. First, look how clean this thing looks. So anybody that sells cars or owns one of these little independent dealerships like us, the best trick to sell something that's old is you just put more modern wheels on it. So these are just off like a 2014 Crosstrek on an 06. Makes it look so much newer. I was able to get quite a bit more money out of this than I was actually expecting I was gonna, just because it made it look so good. Crisp white. Anyhow, what's the announcement? Well, me and Alice have been talking about it. We're like, man, we haven't been out west in a while. We've been cooped up in New York, dealing with the snow, dealing with the cold. And on top of that, we're like, what can we do with the channel to kind of, I don't know. Right now, this time of year, there's no racing. I can't really buy fun cars, so they keep getting buried. What can we do for entertainment? One, for us, and two, for you guys. So I made kind of a last minute decision with Alice, and she kind of was all on board for this. But says, why don't we buy something that's older and unique that you know how to fix? Worst comes to worst, you have to fix it on the side of the road. We buy it a couple states away, and sight unseen, you just buy it and try to drive it home. Maybe we can buy it somewhere where it's a little warmer, a little nicer, and one, gets us out of the state for a little bit, and two, that's fun content. I always love watching to see, hey, can this dumbass show up, buy a car, know nothing about it, jump at it, and drive it home. What I didn't know is the car that was going to come up available is something, one, that we both always wanted because they're kind of cool. It's not super expensive, so I can get into it. It's a true classic car where it's going to be worth some money. Come springtime, I'll be able to get out of it pretty cheap. And the other thing is that these cars, even though they're not the greatest car on earth, they're kind of slow, they are fairly simple and reliable, so I should be able to make it home. And the last part of the equation that is kind of the scary part here is we didn't just go a couple states away. The car I ended up buying, and I've already paid for it, so we have to go get it, and I don't really want to spend the money to ship it. It is in Los Angeles, California. So I looked it up. It's actually in Glendora, which is like the city right after LA, and like near the Angels National Forest. Anyways, 2,700 miles is how far I have to pick up this car and drive it. I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where people are like, hey, I bought an old barn find car and I've driven it 500 miles, and that's something. This car is not quite barn find. It is something that runs and drives. The guy doesn't know a ton about it. He buys and sells collector cars out west, and he's like, I took it in on trade. It seems to be pretty good. Numbers all match, and it does actually show a history report from, so the car has been given a modern VIN, because originally they only came with like a 7-digit VIN. It's been assigned a modern VIN, modern title, and there's service paperwork saying that a BMW dealership rebuilt the engine like 20,000 miles ago. But in a 1961 Beetle, 20,000 miles is quite a while. There could be a lot wrong with it. It does say, he says, you put gas in it, it'll fire up. You have to jump it, whatever, who knows. It's pretty complete. It is lowered. It's a bastardized. It's not a, these like $30,000 going to Barrett Jackson Beetle or anything like that. It's definitely a cruiser. It's definitely kind of cool. But I'm going to show you how far it is right now and a couple just sneak peeks of what it is. And tell us if we're absolutely insane. I'm literally just going to bring a couple hand tools, some basic shit, and a friend to help record all this. And we are going to do basically a 6,000 mile round trip, and about 3,000 of it with a 60-year-old car I know nothing about. Alice actually just picked up some new camera equipment. We got GoPros and a drone, all sorts of stuff. We'll see what we can do here with the footage. Here's a couple sneak peeks of what it is that we're picking up.